Jimmy Butler and the Golden State Warriors. While everybody was talking about this trade, they were talking shit about it. I was loving it. I was on the bandwagon of or on the side of they're gonna win a chip, and I believe it. Or at least they can get to the finals, or they're gonna do a lot of damage. That's for sure. But everybody was tripping out. The analysts, Stephen A. Smith, all these people, they were calling Draymond Green delusional. But in my eyes, I was like, bro, how do you guys not see this? They have an opportunity to win a championship. They were 10th in the seed, right? And then now they're number 6, I believe, from the last time that I checked. But people were worried about things like Jimmy and Draymond Green are gonna fight. Jimmy eventually is gonna cause drama in the Golden State Warriors. And that could be true, right? Everything, we just hear media and we never know the full truth. We'll never know. But I mean, we can kind of tell by just how people operate, how they say things, and what they're about, right? We all have issues, okay? I'm not denying that some of these guys, they got issues, but everybody's got issues. Everybody's got problems, they got challenges. But when I look at Draymond Green and when I look at Jimmy Butler, I see two guys that just want to win at the highest level, right? They're just two guys that want to win at the highest level. Every team that Jimmy has played for, if you look at it from both perspectives, you can always say man, Jimmy's the problem because of X, Y, Z. And maybe that's true. But if you also reframe that mindset and look at man, these guys were the problem, Jimmy's not, right? Or they both were the problem. At the end of the day, what I'm trying to get at, there was things about Jimmy Butler that was a winning mentality that not a lot of people can understand, right? And when you have that winning mentality, a lot of times you're a lone wolf, right? Until you get to the right squad. And I felt like that's the struggle with Jimmy, is that no one could understand or side with him on his mentality of winning, of what it takes to win, right? I mean, just look what he's done in Miami. He's brought them to a championship. He's brought them to the Eastern Conference Finals, playoffs multiple times, but just could never win the championship. They were so close, but just could never win, never had the right pieces around him. I was hyped when I heard that Damian Lillard was gonna go to the Miami Heat, because I was like, man, that's gonna be solid. But now that he's traded to the Warriors and it didn't happen, it's I'm glad it played out, right? So but going back to that winning mentality, another person that has that winning mentality is that you may not like it, is Chris Paul. Chris Paul, the NBA, a lot of people don't like his antics. They look at him as political, annoying, and things like that. But the man just wants to win. So, man, he's gonna probably be one of the point guard greats that have never won a championship. It is what it is. But the reason why I'm not worried about Draymond Green is look at the people that he had beef with in his team, right? Jordan Poole, as great as a basketball player he is, as much riz as he has with the ladies, he didn't really have that winning mentality, right? Same thing, this one you guys may not like, but same thing for Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is a beast. He's a sniper, easy money sniper. He is good at what he does. He's so skillful, right? Talented, but when it comes down to it, I don't think he has that nitty-gritty winning mentality, that we're used to. If we talk about people that are considered the great, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan. This is the only reason why some people don't call LeBron James the GOAT, is because he doesn't have that intense personality like Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan. But Kevin Durant is himself, you've heard a lot of analysts say this, that he just wants to hoop. The man just wants to hoop, right? And I think because of that, even though he's a competitor, there was still that side of Kevin Durant that didn't have that winning mentality to get along with Draymond Green, right? This is just my take of what I'm assuming, what I'm guessing from what I've seen, right? So I'm not too worried about Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green fighting, because they're two guys that, while they have strong personalities, they're gonna get along in terms of that nitty-gritty and be that role in the Warriors to bully other teams, right? And I think they just complement each other well in that area. And if it does happen, it's gonna happen later down the road. It's not gonna happen right away, right? Everyone's saying like this honeymoon stage. Okay, who cares if it's a honeymoon stage, man? Let this honeymoon stage kick in, right? Let them win a championship or get that far. But I think they're gonna get along, right? Like again, Jimmy Butler. How long was he with the Miami Heat? Was it 4 years, around there? And never really had drama until now, right? So I feel like now that Jimmy is a part of a winning environment, it's gonna be the same thing. Like he's gonna click with Golden State Warriors. It's gonna work for a very long time, and who knows? They can win a couple of championships, right? I think this is gonna extend like Steph Curry, who's planning to retire soon. Like I think this can extend his career a little bit longer. I don't think this is like if they end up winning a championship, I don't think this is gonna be their last like rodeo. Another thing too, the one thing I didn't like about Jimmy Butler is like, the good thing he's, during playoffs, he's like Jimmy buckets, right? He's getting like 40 buckets, out beating teams, out killing them. But the thing about Jimmy, he is a facilitator. He does like to facilitate and let his team work, right? He makes everyone around him better. But the one thing about Jimmy is like, if they're behind, he doesn't take over the game when he can, right? He most definitely can, but he doesn't take over the game. Right? If he decides to take over the game, sometimes it's too late. Let's say they have 10 minutes, it's the fourth quarter, maybe 8 minutes, 5 minutes left in the game, and he's playing team ball the whole time. When in that moment, it's like, yo, you gotta take over. You gotta take over. He doesn't take over until it's like 2 minutes left in the game, and you can't win by that time. So now, if you have Jimmy Butler, who's just controlling the game, getting 40 points, getting free throws, getting fouls, right? Just controlling the whole pace of the game. You now have Steph Curry, who's not shy to take over the game, who's gonna just keep launching those threes, who's gonna just be a wild man inside the game, right? So I just think they complement each other well, because Curry does not shy away from those last minute moments, those moments where you need somebody to be clutch. To take over the game. And then you got Jimmy, who's just so good at controlling the game most of the time at his pace. So I just think they're going to be dominant. So I was never a Warriors fan like that, but I am now. Let me know what you guys think.